Hold up.
So we are back again, guys.
So katapos ko pa lang panoorin ang Avengers Endgame, which is the final Avengers movie so far. I don't know if they're ever gonna make another Avengers movie, but I think that so far, this is the finale of the Avengers franchise. So what happened is that at the afternoon, me and my family go see the movie, and we went to the afternoon, pero nakita natin sa loob ng mall na sobrang daming mga tao dun. I mean, like, what can you expect sa tanghali, and even during the first screening, like fuck. Fuck, wala kaming pag-asa para makapanood. So, mabuti nga that the mall that we went to, actually, saan pala kami nagnood? So, nagnood kami sa Vista Mall. So, yeah. So, even though ang Avengers Endgame ay kapalabas pa lang dito sa Pilipinas, ngayon pa lang, nag-iisip din ako kasi expect ko talaga na sobrang dami mga tao na magnonood doon. So, expect ko din na mahaba din yung pila doon. So, yung nangyari doon sa pila, hindi masyado mahaba naman. Kasi on time naman kami pumunta doon. Kasi tanghali lang naman. So, expect mo pag pag gabi na, expect mo talaga sobrang dami talaga mga tao doon. Pero, siguro yung pagpunta namin, siguro sapat na din doon. Pero doon sa first mall na pinuntahan namin, sobrang dami mga tao doon. Like, we can't even manage to go there. So, lumipat kami. Ano nangyari? Maayos naman yung kalabasan. So, me and my brother waited at the line. And we see that, like, the line is not that long anyway. I mean, the good thing here is that nauna kami doon sa linya. And so nag-iisip kami na ano kaya movie yung papanoorin natin, yung IMAX or yung pangkaraniwan lang, yung the same thing, the same shit. So we go for the original imbes sa IMAX kasi alam naman natin ang IMAX is napakamahal. Pero ako nga din, hindi ko na ma-expect na makaroon ng IMAX dun sa mall na yun. Yung mall pala yun is Vista Mall, in case you're wondering. So yeah, we got tickets, nagantay kami. And by the way, so yun, nag-wait kami sa line. Nagpicture naman kami, like, some, like, keep the memories alive. And once we went there, like, we were so excited to get to watch the movie, and like, people are so hyped. Like, we're not the only ones who are so hyped to see the movie. Like, except my parents too. They're kind of hyped a little bit. My sister, and my older brother were so hyped to see it. Like, we really want to see how this goes, because we're so curious about what's gonna happen. Like, we've seen Infinity War, like, everyone turned to dust. Like, damn, Thanos is so OP. So, like, I do remember back then, the Thanos meme where, like, when Thanos snaps his finger like that, everyone got disintegrated, like, turned to dust. And and they just started making memes out of it, like, oh, this guy just got snapped. Oh, this guy just got disintegrated, or whatever. This guy just turned to dust. Like, you can add anything in that movie. That snapping clip, and it could be a meme already. But okay. Moving on. So we went inside the theater, and we took our seat, and not long, the movie hasn't even started. People were already hushing at me and my brother talking about what's gonna happen to Endgame. Like, you know, like the guys in the back were were such an asshole. Like, you know, who do you think they are? Guys, who do you think you guys are? The movie haven't started yet. You can see, you guys are just watching a fucking trailer of Aladdin and fucking Far From Home or whatever the shit is. Whatever the like you know, yeah, I get it. We're not being quiet. We're disrespectful for you, but of course, people, you can see that many people are doing the same as us, but they're not even that noticeable. They just hush at us, hush at me and my brother, and like, you know, like I'm not the only one who got, you know, a little bit annoying to it, and my mother got annoyed to it, so I guess I'm not the only one too. But you know, I didn't mind that. It's just a little, you know, it's kinda medyo lang silang mayabang kasi nagkukwentuhan na kami na sobrang silent lang. It's so silent na di mo rin maririnig yun. Like I'm saying it because my ears are hearing what I'm saying. And I'm gonna say, this guy at the back in my this guy at the back has a really sensitive hearing. He has really sensitive hearing that he can actually fucking shush me. Well, even though the movie hasn't started yet. Like, you know, even though the movie started, people were already hushing at me and my brother. And like, you know, okay, maybe I'll just stop talking, maybe I'll just whisper a little bit. And not that long, I whisper a little bit, it's not even that noticeable, and people are still shushing at me, like fuck. Like, you know, like it doesn't matter to me anyway, pero where were we? Oh yeah, so oh yeah, the movie, like, you know, so we finished the movie, and you know, after watching the movie, you know, I started to become like, you know, a little bit emotional too, because you know, I've been watching Marvel ever since I was a little boy, and you know, after watching every Marvel films, and I'm talking about the films that were, you know, that started from Iron Man 1 to Avengers Endgame. So after watching it, yeah, I felt kind of emotional, but I didn't cry because you know, I wanted to cry a little bit, but you know, my heart says, you know, nah, it's good. Like, I'm just, you know, what I feel about this movie, I feel really really relieved that, you know, this isn't spoiler, but of course, like any other superhero movie, the good guys win. But there is, in fact, a sacrifice to be done. And I'm not gonna tell people who dies or lives. We're just gonna assume that someone have made a sacrifice to win the match. I mean, to win the battle, which is yada yada yada. So, you know, seeing this film has come, you know, seeing the story has come to an end. I've been like thinking that what's gonna happen after this, like, you know, like there's gonna be more Marvel movies coming up in later years, but Spider-Man Far From Home, like, it's coming next month or next 2 months, I think. Next 2 months. And there's gonna be, you know, like a Doctor Strange movie, a Black Panther movie, and another Ant-Man movie, I guess. I like Ant-Man. Yeah. So yeah, this really is the finale of the Avengers. Like, whether you like it or not, it's the end for them, because the amount of movies they made throughout the years have really satisfied all of us to see this end. Yeah, we went this far to see the end, and we're not gonna miss out. Okay, we're not gonna miss this final finale, because of course, if you miss this out, I'm gonna say you're gonna regret it. If you're a Marvel fan or not, if you're starting to watch Marvel films, like this is the way to go. Like, watch Iron Man 1 to Avengers Endgame, and you will get a really good satisfaction. Like, take someone like me who watched more than many Marvel films throughout my childhood. Yeah. So at the movie, it starts at really simple, like, watching this film feels like watching a paper game burn slowly, just a slow burn, until it disintegrates, nothing. Yeah, that's how I describe this film. Like, like the way how the heroes try to accept the fact that they're all gone. Like, the people who disappeared. Some people says that they moved on, but for them they didn't. So, like, they really are desperate to get them back. Like, they could even kill themselves just so they can get them back. Like, all the people who got turned to ashes. Like, this is a story where, of insanity, like people where heroes need to, like, avenge what they have lost, but they can't even bring them back. They can always avenge it, because that's what the Avengers are. I mean, like I don't even get why, because, that Justice League have a different way to serve justice, like, but I'm not talking about that, because that's a different story. And, what can I say about it? Yeah, the best part about this film, like, I get to see the character development for each and every one of the characters in this film. The superheroes, the heroes, the villains, they have all their stories. Like, every last one of them. Like, they keep explaining what happened to them. Especially the heroes. They were all focusing on the heroes, because in Infinity War, Thanos is most likely the main plot of it. Like, this is just a story about Thanos. It feels like, they made this Avengers film into two parts. This part is where the villains strives, and this is the part where the heroes strive. This Avengers Infinity War is where the villains win, and this Avengers Endgame is where the heroes win. So, like, if they ever... So, the way I see it, it's like, whenever they win, they always have their own story to begin with. Like, Thanos, he won for a reason. Like, we get to see his story, like, how on earth did he... Why we're so, interested in this character. And this is the reason why we are so interested in this character, is because, like, the amount of screen time he was given give us the appeal to keep watching him, destroy the Avengers. Like, it's like you're watching a Joker film. Like, you're not even aiming for the... You're not... Sorry. You're not aiming for the... Yes, you're aiming for the hero to defeat the villain, but you still want to know how the villain become the villain in the first place. Like, everyone has their origin story, including the villain. So I always like how the villain has their own story. Like, like a villain doesn't come out of nowhere. Like, so they're like, regardless that, you know, for the heroes, like every one of them explain what they have experienced throughout the years, and like what they just what they can say about the situation. Like they can, yeah, like we can see in their faces that they're so emotionally broken, and you know, they're trying a way to, like, you know, to move on or something. And like this is a story of insanity where like people just wanted to have something back, but they just can't. But the only thing they can do is to bring someone back who have a chance to get brought back. That's pretty much it, you know. So yeah, you know, people, not much people die in this film in Endgame, but in Infinity War, of course, people die so much. But in Endgame, not much. So far, okay? Overall, what I think about this film is that I think this film is the best finale film, alright? Because, of course, this, if you're gonna make a finale film, you gotta make it good. If you're gonna make a final film, you gotta make it good. It has a good conclusion, and it even has a very amazing climax, which this film has. Like, you know, it's never the best. Like, there's no such thing as a perfect film. Like, you know, this film is a very phenomenal and a really interesting film for people who are into the Marvel universe or not. So if you can actually watch a 3-hour film, you'll be okay. But you know, not much films have that. Like in my experience, I have never seen a film that can go up to 3 hours. Like, maybe I have seen films that can go up to 3 hours, but you know, those are just, you know, the ones that has so much clips that, you know, that's so much going on. I don't know, maybe there are films that gone up to 3 hours. I mean, like, I never searched it, like, I haven't saw. But so far, I haven't saw a film that can go up to 3 hours, but this Endgame. So would I recommend this film? Definitely. Like, if you watch the first Avengers film, there's no turning back, because of course every single film has a fucking cliffhanger. Like some of it, like Avengers 1 does have a cliffhanger, Avengers 2 doesn't have a cliffhanger, but Avengers 3 has a cliffhanger. And up to Avengers Endgame, that's where the cliffhanger that's where the story gets concluded. You know, some things must come to an end, and that's one of them. This film. You know, it's really sad to see it end, but you know, things must come to an end. Like, you know, if we're like this film shows that they're going to focus more on the heroes that, you know, more the young heroes, like, you know, more the heroes that, you know, are getting started, like Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and like the films that, you know, that's not as big, that are just getting started. You may like, I mean, like, I love the Marvel films that, you know, that came out from 2008 to 2015, like Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. They all have their trilogy in the story. Like, Iron Man ended very early in 2013. Captain America ended in 2016, and Thor ended this trilogy in 2017. But it has a cliffhanger. We all know that. It's a you know, it has a segment for Infinity War. Yeah, it shows an ending that, you know, that will be coming up in Infinity War. But you know, so what I can say about this film is that I am so speechless. Like, I'm speechless. I'm so speechless in a good way. Because, I never been so speechless in my life after watching this film. It's a 3-hour film. Yeah, I get it, but I didn't feel like it's 3 hours. Maybe it's because I've been so focused on the character development from the heroes. Like, I forgot how long have I been watching this film. It doesn't feel like 3 hours to me. Like, right? People have their own perspective and in time. Like, who gives a shit anyway? If I ever rate this movie, I will give it a 90%. Yeah, that's how I rate this film. 90% of it. 95% of it. Why can I make it 100? Because of course it has flaws. Sure, it's 3 hours. That's one thing. Second, the story is pretty generic, but it is very interesting because it has a twist to it. It has a twist to it, but it's very generic anyway. The good guys win too, like any other films. And also the third, I couldn't come up with any flaws, so we're just gonna say crowded people, which is normal. But the good side here is it has an interesting storyline. It has a good ending, and it has a good conclusion as well. Or maybe that's the same thing: good ending, good conclusion. But regardless, it's a good film if you ever catched up the previous films that were made for it. So for the people who haven't watched Endgame, you gotta watch it, man. You just gotta watch it. It's very emotional. It's very action packed. It has the graphics are so cool. Like seeing people like aging too young to old. Yeah, that's really cool. And of course, do I get to mention that this is the last cameo Stan Lee has ever made in this film? I'm not serious. This is the final film where Stan Lee made a cameo, and that's very, very sad. Because for those who are not informed, Stan Lee has already passed away back in December. Sorry. Back in December or back in November, I don't know. Around late 2018, yeah. Can we press F in the chat? That'll be fine. So yeah, that's all I can say about this video. Thank you all guys for watching. Yeah, forgive me for my stutters. Yeah, I always stutter a lot. Yeah, I don't even know what accent am I speaking. Yeah. I'm not even, I shouldn't be speaking, right now. I'm so mute. I'm trying to speak something. But, it's an improvement. It's a progress. It's a work in progress. Try my best. Get my confidence up. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Boom.